Rhea Ripley's NXT Championship runs were way better than what we're seeing now. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stephen Ramon. I am your reigning, undisputed host of Top Rope Commentary here on WrestleHolics. On today's show, which happens to be our inaugural episode, we are taking a look into if WWE is on the verge of wasting Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Champion. On April 1st, 2023, Rhea Ripley defeated Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 to capture what was at the time known as the SmackDown Women's Championship. This made her the 7th woman in WWE to be a Triple Crown champion, following the likes of Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, Asuka, Bayley, and so on. She also became the 5th Women's Grand Slam champion and the youngest overall Grand Slam champion in company history, at the age of 26. Following the WWE draft in 2023, Bianca Belair and the Raw Women's Championship will be drafted to SmackDown. Meanwhile, the newly crowned SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, will be drafted to Raw along with the Judgment Day. On June 9, 2023, Asuka was presented with a new title dubbed the WWE Women's Championship, following her victory at the Night of Champions Premium Live event. Then, on June 12th, we saw Rhea Ripley both presented and inaugurated as the new Women's World Champion. Now, since her initial title win at WrestleMania, Rhea has had a total of 24 matches, with only 7 of these matches taking place on TV. The remaining 16 were either dark matches or live events. Out of the 8 televised matches, only 3 of the matches that she's had have been title defenses. Meanwhile, her 16 non-televised matches have all been title defenses. Bring this down a little bit. I think I'm a little too loud. Her opponents over this 23-match stretch are as follows. You got Natalya with 11 matches, Selena Vega, 5 matches, Tegan Nox, 2 matches. Kind of forgot Tegan Nox was actually wrestling because I haven't seen her on TV in ages. Shotzi with 2 matches. Lyra Valkyria, I think that was the last match that she had, which was on NXT about a couple weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this video. On a side note, Lyra Valkyria is severely mismatched. How can I say this? Her presentation does not match her look at all. Yeah, back to the video. And she's had a total of 1 match with Raquel Rodriguez. There have been a total of 17 episodes of both Raw and SmackDown since Rhea has won the championship. And we're not even going to talk about the fact that Rhea just got left off the SummerSlam card. We're not going to talk about that. Even though Rhea has been on TV every week, she has been booked more as a manager than a wrestler. While her work in this role is amazing, don't get me wrong, it's awesome. It has also been a major misuse of her overall talent. Now, we all know that Rhea is historically known. Now, we all know the WWE is historically known for poorly booking the women's division. And while we've seen some escape this fate, like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, just to name a few, because they always get pretty good booking. I don't care what you say, who you are, they normally get good booking. Except for that one time that we had to keep saying Bianca Belair versus Carmella. No comment. It would have been a safe bet to assume that Rhea Ripley would have afforded this also. Unfortunately, I don't think she has. It appears she has been the latest victim of WWE trash booking. Obviously, Rhea Ripley checks all the boxes that a main event level wrestler should have. She has the looks, in-ring skill, promo ability, persona, charisma, sex appeal, whatever you want to call it, okay? She has it. Every single thing that you can think of for a main event level wrestler to have, Rhea Ripley has all of these things and more. But despite the fact that she has all of these, why has she been relegated to nothing more than a 2023 version of DX China? There are a few possible reasons for this. So let's take a minute and unpack some of these. Let's start with the first one. Is WWE afraid that Rhea will outshine the Judgment Day? Now, it's been abundantly clear that since Triple H has taken over, that he is a faction guy. This is pretty obvious that this is Triple H when it comes to booking. Even when Triple H was an active wrestler back in the early 90s, not early 90s, but the late 90s, early 2000s with DX, there was a heavily dominated faction era. The Attitude Era was purely about factions. Nation of Domination, Ministry of Darkness, DX, faction booking was the best. So we know that Triple H is a faction guy. Since he's came back, he's done a lot of faction type booking. And as we can see, the Judgment Day as a whole has been receiving a major push as of late. Although this may be getting ready to come to an end with the tensions and things playing out between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. You throw in JD McDonough and you got a ride that I'm all here for, okay? I'm here for it. Now, this could be to replace the Bloodline as the new dominant faction within the company. That's a whole nother video, which be on the lookout for that, because that's dropping soon. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, if you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button, because that video is definitely coming. What's today? This video is going up Wednesday. That video is going up Thursday on the 10th. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Now, maybe WWE has long-term plans for the Judgment Day. Again, don't know. That may revolve around either Finn or Damian and the leadership role of the group. I think Triple H alluded to this during the SummerSlam press conference that I did not watch, because there was over 18 hours of wrestling just watching SummerSlam. However, it's clear to say that Rhea is the most accomplished, well-rounded member of that group. Okay? No one can argue with that fact. Rhea is the shining gem in the Judgment Day. If Rhea was given a prominent, sustainable program, it could totally eclipse the other angles in creative that they're working on within the group. Now, if this happens, of course, this will be very detrimental to WWE, who is still trying to give a serious boost of credibility to the World Heavyweight Championship. And the reason why I say that is because we saw what happened in SummerSlam with Finn and Damian. That whole fiasco. Shout out to Damian Priest for giving me the meme of the year for responses to conversations now. Anytime somebody says something stupid to me, I'm literally going to send them a picture of Finn Balor's face. Yeah. Not Finn. Damian. Yeah. Either which way it go. So we know they're trying to get the World Heavyweight title feud, so it's not looked at as a consolation or a second place championship to the Universal title. Rhea has the ability to pull the best out of her opponents and captivate the fans with her programs. This is clearly evident. If you can think of one Rhea Ripley program that you did not enjoy, drop it down in the comments and let me know. I have personally been a fan of all of her work. Giving Rhea a considerable amount of promos and match time on screen, without the Judgment Day, it could quickly cause the fans to forget about the other members of the group. If this was to happen, making any future plans concerning the group would be completely irrelevant. So maybe this is one of the reasons why they're not letting Rhea shine. Maybe this is one of the reasons why they're really not letting her, run the plays, so to speak. What's the second reason? WWE simply doesn't have anyone to feed Rhea Ripley. This could be a very good reason. Now, the wise man Paul Heyman, it was doing the Stone Cold Steve Austin biography. He said that top stars always need a new rotation of stars to work with in order to stay top stars in the Ford creative purgatory. Sorry. If I'm talking funny, I literally just had a whole bridge put in my mouth yesterday, and my jaw's still kind of swollen a little bit, but I got to get this done. Now, this is potentially a problem we are seeing with Rhea Ripley in the women's world championship. The vast majority of women that could be considered equal to, or at least even close to Rhea, are almost SmackDown. Think about it. Just think about it. Hear me out. You got Bayley, okay? I don't care what you say. Bayley is still a good in-ring competitor with the entire main event package that I named off earlier, okay? And I think Bayley and Rhea Ripley would be a very good match. Although I will say that I feel that WWE has managed to really botch and drop the ball with Bayley since she came back last year. You got Bianca. We got teased a little bit of that. We've seen a little bit here and there, like the War Rumble, they had a little exchange or whatever, but we haven't seen a full program. On another side note, I'm kind of interested to see whether or not Bianca Belair is going full heel. If she does, I'm all for it. You got Charlotte, which we just saw that, and then you got Asuka, right? Now, these will all be credible challengers to Rhea Ripley. I think this will all be great booking, great programs, the whole nine. I think it would be. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, but here's the thing, right? Even though any of these women I just named it would be a safe bet to say they will all have big money programs. On the Raw roster, the names that come to mind when I think of Rhea would be Rhea versus Ronda Rousey, who looks like she may be finally going out of WWE. I'm excited about that. I will say that she did give us a good match with the next person I'm getting ready to name here, which is going to be Shayna Baszler. I think Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler would be a incredible feud. I had to watch what I said. I almost said something there. But I think it would be a great feud, me personally. But, they just finished up their program. Then you got Becky Lynch, who's stuck in this program with Trish Stratus. Now, let me just clarify something with Becky Lynch, okay? If we're looking at a hype perspective, like talent versus talent, you know what I mean? Becky versus Rhea, yeah. Unfortunately, and I'm going to allude to this point later on, from a practicality standpoint, you're not really going to sell me on Rhea versus Becky. You're not. I think the closest that Becky has had to a beef with someone of a physical caliber of Rhea Ripley would probably be Nia Jax. Yeah. And when I say physical caliber, I mean like strength-wise. Obviously, we know that Nia is bigger than Rhea, but we're not talking about that. And then you got Raquel Gonzalez. Now, this looks like it's going to be the current direction that they're going to go. It looks like possibly, what's this? Payback is the next big event coming up in September. It looks like we could get this for Payback. Don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But here's the problem with Raquel Rodriguez, in my opinion. While physically, she's a match for Rhea when it comes down to size, when it comes down to power, when it comes down to promo skills, here's where the problem comes in with Raquel Rodriguez. Her promo skills are still developing. Raquel simply does not have the tools to stay afloat in the main event scene just yet. They're coming, but she doesn't have them yet. Because of the lack of credible, available options for Rhea to work with, could be causing her to be in limbo. And being in limbo as a champion really doesn't pan out too well. It just really doesn't. Most people who get stuck in creative limbo as champions, they typically don't tend to get opportunity with a championship run, at least for a long time. Seth Rollins will probably be one that I can think of. His last world title run prior to this, he ended up getting stuck in that limbo purgatory, and that was probably one of the worst title runs that I have seen Seth Rollins have. Now, while WWE may feel as if they don't have anyone to feed Rhea, they should at least try. You got to make an attempt here to do so. Like, you just have to. I think what we did at Backlash with her versus Selena was good. I personally would have liked to have seen that ran back maybe one or two more times. Honestly, for Selena's sake, um, it's just not having one of your most popular champions in the company, not having her on SummerSlam. I don't know if that was a booking oversight. I don't know what that was, but it whatever it wasn't cool. So that sucked. But you gotta at least make an attempt. Sometimes if you do that, you can discover stars by accident in the process. When you place them in these programs, maybe they have the chops, maybe they don't. Who knows? But you don't know until you put them in that position, in that situation. Hopefully, the program where Raquel gives Raquel Rodriguez what she needs to finally round out her talent for the main event level and to proceed and go so on. And finally, do we have a Roman Reigns effect situation going on? One of the biggest issue with Roman Reigns booking was for a very long time, they made this guy seem way too freaking strong. Way too strong. And I think that was there's kind of been a downfall of some of the people that have fell off on the Roman Reigns bandwagon. It's like, for what? Like this guy seems freaking unbeatable. That was due to the way he was booked. Then now you make him cheat every time. That's stupid too. I'm not gonna talk about that. But this caused fans to have no confidence in most of the opponents that Roman has worked with. Like I said, because it's a guarantee, it's an automatic. He's going to win. All right. So this is kind of the same thing that we're seeing going on with Rhea. As we are seeing the same concept play out with Rhea, this is what I mean. We've seen Rhea dominate grown men, like literally suplexing cats, punching people in the face. Here's a disclaimer. I do not advocate for violence against women. All right. But Rhea Ripley is doing so good at this role that they're giving her that I'm almost ready to see her get like Attitude Era, Bubba Ray Dudley treatment. Like, seriously. Like, I'm talking about, I need to see somebody powerbomb Rhea from the top of a Hell in a Cell through the announce table, because she is really starting to piss me off. The way that she interferes in matches, it's just really starting to piss me off. I understand that's the purpose. Don't get me wrong. But come on, bruh. Like, we doing the most. Like, the match that we had at Great American Bash between Dominic Wesley and Mustafa Ali, bruh. Man. I just got worked up. But that right there, that was some bull crap. That wait. There we go. Yeah, that was some certified, straight up. Either which way it go, we done seen this chick beat the piss out of grown men. We done seen her just destroy women like Liv Morgan, Selena, Natalia. Like the list goes on. When this element is overexposed, it runs the risk of causing the fans to lose interest in the match and the program because the outcome is way too predictable. And if you go with the surprise win tactic, like, who's somebody that sucks? Like Chelsea Green, God forbid, getting a roll up win over. No, I can't use Chelsea Green because that's a piss poor example. We'll go Selena. Selena Vega is somebody that's been working her tail off, and it's obvious. You can look and you can tell on the in-ring, the promos, everything. So if you do another Rhea and Selena match, and then you have Selena pull out like a surprise roll up for the win, you're gonna make Selena look like a fluke, because they're gonna run it back, and Rhea's gonna beat the dog piss out of Selena, right? That's problem number one. But problem number two is now you've damaged Rhea Ripley. That's the problem when you do that. Then once you hit that little conundrum, it's going to cause the fans to lose support, or they're going to just stop caring for the wrestler altogether. We've seen this happen way too many times. This is going to damage the image of the wrestler, of both wrestlers. So when you're trying to build two, now you hurt both, and now you just stuck out of luck. The odds of WWE booking intergender matches are slim to none, which leaves the question, why keep having Rhea impose her strength on men? Why? As long as Rhea is booked like a goth She-Hulk, no fan is going to give her opponent a credible chance of beating her. I think Raquel Rodriguez is probably the only one that a lot of people, myself included, will put money on that can beat Rhea. However, realistically, I don't see WWE pulling the trigger and taking the bet off Rhea at this point. The Money in the Bank situation could have been used to solve this problem, but as we saw at SummerSlam, they went the whole another way with that. That pissed me off too. I'm probably going to do an episode, so again, make sure you subscribe to that. Matter of fact, take this opportunity. If you're watching this episode, if you're watching this show right now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. The reason being because this Friday, which is August the 11th, WrestleHolics is going to be debuting a new show, Heel Turn Talk. I'm going to have a guest co-host, and we're going to sit here, we're going to chop it up, we're going to talk about different topics. We're going to talk about SummerSlam, what we thought about that, the recent AEW signings, and a couple other things going on in the world of wrestling. If you've ever watched Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, if you like sports debates, hit that subscribe button, because I promise you, this is not going to be a show that you want to miss. Or this is going to be a show that you don't want to miss. Now, back to the show. Whether it's one of these reasons or a combination of these reasons, I don't know. It could be something I didn't think of, maybe it was something, who knows? Either which way it go, one thing is clear. WWE is completely unsure how to book Rhea as the Women's World Champion. And if they don't figure this thing out quickly, I mean like exponentially quickly, then one or two things needs to happen. Either Rhea will have her credibility, her reputation, and everything else ruined as a result of this trash but abhorrent booking, or WWE is just going to have to make a decision and take that Women's World Championship off of her, because at this point, you're about to make it as meaningless as tag team championships, the Women's Tag Team Championships. Might as well throw the men's in there too at this point. Or worse, the 24/7 championship. Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for watching the Top Rope Commentary here on WrestleHolics. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor. Hit that like button, drop a comment, share this video, and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to click that bell icon to turn on notifications to stay up to date, so when new episodes drop, you don't miss them. I'm your host, Stephen Ramon, kicking out until next time.